Have you ever felt paralyzed by the fear of failure? Like every decision comes with a heavy weight, and the thought of messing up keeps you from even trying? It's time to stop letting fear control your life and start stepping into the life God has for you. Fear of failure is something we all face at one point or another. It can show up as hesitation, procrastination, or even giving up before we've even started. And the truth is, it's not just about what others think. It's often about how we see ourselves. But here's the good news. It's often the stepping stone to discovering God's purpose for your life. Fear of failure can feel overwhelming. Maybe it's the fear of starting something new, the fear of disappointing others, or the fear of trying again after falling short. But what if I told you that even the greatest successes in life often come after failure? Think about Peter in the Bible. He denied Jesus 3 times, yet Jesus chose him to be the rock of the church. Fear of failure often comes from a lack of trust in ourselves, trust in others, and ultimately, trust in God. We convince ourselves that if we fail, we'll lose everything: our reputation, our confidence, maybe even our dreams. But the truth is, failure is a teacher, not a prison. Every setback is an opportunity to learn and grow. When you walk with God, failure isn't final, it's part of the process. Romans 8:28 reminds us, "And we know that in all things, God works for the good of those who love Him." Even your failures have a purpose. 1. Shift your perspective. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of the journey. Reframe your failures as learning experiences. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Take small steps. You don't have to leap into the deep end. Start small, build momentum, and celebrate every step forward, no matter how small it feels. 3. Surround yourself with encouragement. Be around people who lift you up and remind you of God's promises. Sometimes we need others to help us see what we're capable of. Pray and surrender. Lay your fears at God's feet. Pray for clarity, courage, and strength. Trust that His plans are greater than your fears. Jeremiah 29:11 tells us, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future." When you trust God, you begin to see failure differently. Instead of fearing it, you see it as a tool God uses to refine you and prepare you for what's next. Look at Moses. He failed when he acted out of anger. Yet God still used him to lead His people to freedom. God doesn't ask for perfection. He asks for obedience and faith. So when fear whispers that you're not enough, remind yourself of who God is. Remember, you are not defined by your failures. You're defined by God's love for you. Failure is not the end of your story. It's just one chapter. So take that step, face your fear, and trust that God is walking with you every step of the way.